Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's deadline day. The drama is set to unfold involving Peterborough United. How many players will leave? How many will we get in? Will we replace the big losses in Jono and Ronnie Edwards? Will we lose Jono and Ronnie Edwards? So much to discuss this morning. Us four will be in here all day, in and out with different combinations. It's just me and Tobber to begin with, but we'll hopefully have Max and Caden joining soon. All the reaction to all of the news as it comes live here on Borough on My Mind. Good morning.
Hello. How are we doing?
We're doing good, thank you. Oh, we have Max. Max has arrived. So we're going to add him to the stream now.
Just in time. What a man.
Max, we're live, pal.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Hello.
Max is joining us from Benidorm. Max is joining us this morning.
I'm so tired.
I'm well, thanks, Rio, mate. How are you? Everyone in the chat, good morning, good morning. Let's talk about all the big news first. Let's start with yesterday. Obviously, this was the most shocking news of the day for me from John. What are your thoughts on Benji Arthur leaving yesterday?
I was quite disappointed tomorrow, so I actually rate him quite highly, and I actually wanted to see him getting a few chances this season, but it just wasn't to be, was it?
Oh, it's happened again. You know, Flynn Clark did it. That guy that went to Palace did it. Nassim did it.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so disappointing when this happens because he could be playing first team football for us this year, possibly with our new approach. No way he'll play first team football for Brentford this year. That's just not going to happen. He's 17 years old, and it's just a bit disappointing.
He signed for Brentford B, didn't he? So he didn't even sign for Brentford main team. It was a B team he signed for.
Yeah,
he's playing with Beckham's son.
It's disappointing. But this is one of the silver lining. This came from the Peterborough Telegraph this morning. Posh made close to 7 figures for Benji Arthur. They could also see millions in add-ons if Arthur sees first team success and hold a sell-on clause for the defender. So it could be a lucrative deal for the club. You never know. But I would have liked to see him play because there was so much hype about him this summer. I would have liked to see him at least see him play. Then the next news was Jack Sturge. Is his name Jack? Sturge coming in, the left back from Chelsea yesterday morning, which put an end to all the Ogbeta dreaming, unfortunately.
What a shock.
Yeah, I mean,
shock horror.
It was a pipe dream, to be fair, but I was hopeful that Ogbeta would
look, if he's out injured till November, at the earliest, out injured till November, and we haven't seen him really play since before playoffs, I think was the last time we saw him play. So we don't know if he's going to be anywhere near as explosive, or anywhere near as creative as he was, just off the basis of his injury. So I think, although it's upsetting because I'd love to see Ogbeta return, I think it's probably the right decision to bring in. I don't think alone was the right decision, but I think to bring in another left back that offers what Ogbeta offered during his, half a year stint at the club, is probably a relatively decent decision, considering if we signed him now, we'd have to rehabilitate him to November, and then he might not even be as good. So it's too much of a risk for the club. And with the finances that we have, I think probably it was the right choice.
Yeah, just some breaking news coming in now. It's not actually to do with transfers, but it's to do with England. Both Ronnie Edwards and our new centre-half, Jadel Katongo, have been named in the England under-20 squad for the summer camp. So that's 2 England internationals at the back we have now. So we lost one yesterday, but we've gained one.
Not for long, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, now he's been named, he can go now.
For long,
yeah. But yeah, Edwards and Katongo, both in that squad, the under-20 squad for the September camp, alongside some very talented players, to be fair. Lewis Hall of Newcastle. You've got players like Alfie Devine, Adam Wharton, Mason Burstow. So some good talent in there. So maybe that's
I'm gonna
positive.
pretend I know who they are.
That's positive. Not got ball knowledge then. That's
No, I mean,
positive.
the Wharton Donny plays for Blackburn.
Yeah.
But I don't know the
Burstow plays
Divine.
Chelsea. Burstow plays Chelsea.
I didn't know the Divine guy.
So before we move on to some more news, let's get to your comments this morning. Big deals in the Prem. So bar not that it happens, but last I see was Ronnie Edwards going West Ham. Yeah, I don't. That's gone a bit quiet because I would have thought that. Because when did the news break? Was it Wednesday or Tuesday night? It was earlier this week, wasn't it? It was Wednesday. No, it was Tuesday.
When we did our transfer special, that's when news broke, I think.
Yeah, so it was the Tuesday night. So that's kind of that's. I mean, it may still be happening, but West Ham are working on 2 deals today. Apparently, they're looking to sign Ekitike from PSG and Kostic from Juventus. So while they're dealing with PSG and Juventus for those 2 players, I'm
They've
not
got
sure
to deal
that
with Darren McAntony and Barry Fry.
yeah, I'm not sure that
Juventus Peterborough.
Yeah, I'm not sure that their priorities are going to be with Ronnie right now. So maybe that's one that will maybe be done for January. Let's look at some more comments. JCH and Ronnie go, I think. I really don't think Jono's going to go now.
No, I got a sneaky feeling he's going to stick around. But if he does go, Rio has just mentioned a name, Freddie Ladapo.
Freddie Ladapo.
I think it,
yeah.
We got there in the end.
Got there in the end. He's not a bad player at all, to be honest. He's a very good player. I'm going to call him Fred. He's a good player.
We're already on that sort of like basis. Like we're hoping he's come so much that we're just going to call him Fred now.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I don't think he's the right kind of striker at all. I think that
he scores goals though.
He scores goals, but so does Jono. I think if we're building a new play style, we might as well get a striker that fits it. I really like that this story that came out yesterday. I'd like this to happen a lot for Ali Al-Hamadi from Wimbledon.
We'll call him Ali.
Call him Ali. First name basis.
Ali. I like the deal for Ali because I think he's quick. He's young. He's 21 years old. Plays international football. Lots of interest in him from the Championship in League One. Probably he'll be obtainable for the same price tag that Jono will leave for about. And I would love this deal to happen because I think he's the perfect striker for the system that we have. He can play anywhere across the front 3. He's quick. He's sort of small and nimble. He's good kind of turning the defender. And I think he's sort of the perfect profile. And I think Ladapo, we might as well, like, the problems we've had with Jono maybe not quite fitting in. The problems we've had with Jono, I think we would continue with Ladapo.
How many goals did that fella get last season?
Freddie Ladapo?
No, AFC Wimbledon done. You're just talking about.
I'll do some research now. Before that, let me get him up. Let's look at some more comments quickly. Rio says, what are your thoughts on Zach Sturge wearing number 19 in training? Shimanga gone, or do you reckon it's a spare training kit? I reached out to some people to ask, and I think it is just a spare training kit. Or if Shimanga is gone, it's not that they would never announce it by
Zach Sturge around the shirt. Yeah.
Or he's just changed number to number 9 for Jono to leave.
That's. I do what I tweeted that I think last night. It was that Frank Lampard clip. It was like, I would like you to support someone else. So Fergie to us, Fergie to us when Shimanga gets the 9. If Shimanga's our number 9 this season, I honestly will go. I will participate in Twitter meltdown. I will participate in Twitter meltdown. If
he's our number 9, I'm going to go buy a syndicate at Peterborough Sports.
Anyway, you asked me how many goals Ali Al-Hamadi scored.
Just call him Ali, mate.
He went to Wimbledon in January of last season, and in 19 games he bagged 10 goals with 3 assists.
That ain't too bad.
I think he's my number one. I know I said Josh Coburn, but I think he's staying at Middlesbrough now. So I think Ali is my number one. Yeah, that's I think the way that most of us are leaning right now.
Yeah.
I love to
Tomlinson is off to MK Dons.
sorry, I just saw a great comment from Rio earlier. I don't know if any of you watched our show on Wednesday, but Rio is taking some of the credit. I'd like to think that I had a little something to say because Tobbit is going to the Cambridge in the Pizza Cup game now. It's official and confirmed. Here we go. Tobbit will be there. He's bought his ticket. And I win. Next, okay, let's move on to the next story.
You win. Okay.
Let's move on to the next story.
I'll let you have it.
Zach Sturge was the signing yesterday morning, a left back who is looks good from clips I've seen of him, rated highly at Chelsea. But that everyone thought, right, that's our new left back. But then this news came out yesterday from Ryan Whelan, who's generally pretty okay reliability-wise, saying Joe Tomlinson is set to join MK Dons on a permanent deal from Peterborough United. Now, what does that say about our left-back situation? Does that put us right back at square one?
No, I don't think so. I think he could definitely have come in for Tomlinson. I think I said that originally on our group chat that he definitely could have come in for Tomlinson. But I think if Fergie has a brain cell, he knows that our weakest position at the moment is our left back slot. So I think he's brought in a promising young player to fit his system, and hopefully it means Burrows can play at the 10. But we could be back at square one. Having just said that and thinking it through, we definitely could be back at square one.
I'm quite disappointed in Tomlinson ain't starting, to be honest. I would have liked to see him get a few games in League One this year.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I would have thought he would have had League One interest because he's shown to be good in League Two. So usually, like good League Two players move to League One at some point. So I'm surprised that we haven't given him. It's not even that we haven't started him. I just don't think we've really given him a go. Really, I mean, he was good in pre-season. But yeah, the point you made, Max, on the group chat and on Twitter yesterday was a really, really valid one. I'm a bit worried about that next season with the fullbacks because both of our fullbacks now are on loan, and I don't see a world in which this works. We're going young, fine. We're going to build the team for the future, fine. But building that team with loans into such crucial positions is for me a bit of a problem.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Go on.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. And I said it on Twitter as well, that I think last season there was a big hole in our defence where Ogbeta was starting this season. And I think that second half of the season when he came in, he bolstered our defence so well. But because he was alone, we're back at the same situation where we've had to load in another right back in Kyoso and play Burrows at left back, which is not Burrows' best position. So basically, we've got a makeshift left back, and I think Kyoso is brilliant, and I think there's a fee agreed for him as a buy at the end of the season. I was under the impression that we'd agreed some sort of fee at the end of the season for him. But he went to Cobblers and he went to MK Dons on loan, and I presume there was some sort of fee, and he went back to wherever he was, and just came and loaned out again. So who knows? He could be at Cambridge next season anyway. But it's just it's unfortunate that we've signed two left backs, a left back and a right back on loan, and now we've got to go into next season again if there is no deal to buy them on with no permanent fullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. It makes sense that we have a buy option for Kyo. So nothing was announced about a buy option, and Dara hasn't said anything about a buy option, I don't think. But I'm hoping there is one because he's very good and he fits in really well, not only with the team on the pitch, but seems to fit in really well with the friendship groups off the pitch and get on with a lot of our players. And he's made a lot of friends at the club. quickly, and I think he's the right kind of player that we're looking for in the future. So yeah, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with the two fullbacks. I'm not happy that we have them for a year and then they're gone.
Do you think we sign a fullback today?
No,
Like on a permanent? Not at all.
I doubt it.
No.
I think
I see a world where we don't even get another person over the line now.
what? Oh, that worries me.
That's not.
Yeah. No, it's not. But I can definitely see a world where we don't. We've signed we've signed obviously Katongo and Sturge yesterday. Obviously to cover a centre half position, whether that's Knight or Edwards, and to cover a left back position, whether it's Tomlinson or to start. If Jono stays, I can definitely see a world where we don't sign another player today.
Yeah, I mean that scares me a lot. The mention of Freddie Ladapo, I personally am very against Freddie Ladapo. I thought he was actually younger than he is. He's 30 years old. No, it doesn't make sense for me at all. I'd steer clear of that one completely. Just personally. Rio says, would you lot drop Randall and put Burrows in the 10? Surely it's going to be a contest of who performs best in training. And from what I've heard, it's that Randall is the best in training. Yeah, everyone says that. I mean, there was a video on Posh Plus, even with Kabongo Shimanga and Poku, and they both said that Randall was the best. It's just the best performer in training.
I think if we do go down that route, I think we need Burrows to come off the bench because we don't have any impact off the bench at all. None at all. And Burrows could be that man. He could be that man to make something in the middle when we're chasing the game.
Is Dara live on TalkSport?
I have no idea, mate.
I've just seen someone come into the comments say Dara's live on TalkSport. Let's have a look.
Marvin, you didn't know on YouTube too.
Just the announcers are signing on TalkSport now.
Shall
Yeah,
we send him
imagine.
invites for my mind?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he is.
Like, give him a cheeky invite.
Send in the stream.
Right.
Send in the stream yard link.
Well, this puts us in an awkward position now because Dara. I want to listen to Dara quickly. I'm gonna keep him on.
By the way. Get it on. Copyright that.
I was devastated. So
Okay, right. Dara's on in the background. Let's make sure there's no headlines coming out of that. Just because imagine he goes, yeah, Jono's on his way, and we're signing Freddie Ladapo, and we're sat here, none the
Sat here like going, yeah. We're sat here just like saying which striker do we want to replace Johnson Clark Harris, and it's already been confirmed over at TalkSport.
I think he's leaving.
You're magnificent for us. Dan McAntony, thank you so much.
Oh, he's gone. Right.
Darren's
Darren's gone.
No.
I doubt if anyone in the chat watched the whole thing, and if he said anything really interesting, let us know in the chat. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be clipped up and put on the Twitter soon, so we'll see it anyway.
If
Max
he's
get
not-
to the pool, says Doki.
If he's not live on TalkSport, does that mean he can join here?
Oh my! Should we
Ping
see-
in the stream yard link.
Should we
Ping in the
drop him
stream
a
yard
message?
link.
Should we?
Dara, mate. Come announce the signing. You won't.
Do you imagine, bro? Exclusive.
Exclusive.
But just going off Peterborough, by the way, Fulham might get relegated. They've allowed Jad Pellegrino to go to Bayern.
Yeah, but surely Fulham are well ran, aren't they? They'll have a replacement.
Oh, God knows.
DeMarcus says Ephron Mason Clark can move to 10. No.
Keep on
No.
Because you know what that-
No,
you know-
DeMarcus.
You know what that means if Ephron Mason Clark goes to a 10? Who's going to start at left wing?
Joe Randall.
J. Jones.
Oh, that's even worse. I didn't even. The fact that I didn't even think of Ricky J. Jones says everything you need to know.
I think I see a situation in which let's do I know we've predicted a lot of stuff, but now it's deadline day. let's make our final predictions. Who's staying? Who's leaving? How many are we getting in? What's going on? Everyone in the chat, make your predictions as well.
Right, so who's leaving and who are we getting in?
Who's leaving? Let's not say who we're getting in, but who's leaving and which of them will be replaced.
I reckon we lose Ronnie. I can't. If he stays till January, he will definitely go in January if he stays now. I don't see a world where he stays another year, but I really do think we'll lose him today. Will we replace him? I don't really think so. Jono could stay, but who knows?
I reckon we'll have a shock one that leaves as well. Usually there is one that you're not expecting to leave that leaves.
Yeah, you said 90, didn't you, Charlie?
I reckon it'll be 90 or Poku. I could see a big bid coming in for Poku on deadline.
Pardon?
I don't know.
What are you talking about, lad? If we lose today, if we lose Knight, Ronnie, Jono, and Poku, who have we got?
No. First of all, we're not going to lose. No, I think we'll lose Knight or Poku, one of the two.
If we lose, we'll then for tomorrow and not sign one. I'm not getting on that coach tomorrow. I'm just going to. I'm not going.
Everyone in the chat isn't. Nobody in the chat's happy about my Poku shout. I don't want Poku to leave. Let's make that clear. I have a feeling. I don't know. I feel like he's too good, and I feel like there'll be interest in him. I just don't see it. I just don't see how a player of that caliber, that young, can go an entire transfer window without being mentioned. Rio, that's funny. I saw Jono outside the Barbers yesterday, asked him where he was going, and he went in on his phone and walked off. To be fair, that is awkward for him, isn't it? Because like he can't really. He can't.
If Jono goes to Bristol Rovers for £825,000 after Dara has sat and verbally abused Bristol Rovers fans over Twitter,
poor Josh.
Poor Josh got dogs abused.
It wouldn't surprise him, would it? D-Mac loves it. He loves it.
He does.
Josh literally gave Josh dogs abuse, and I guarantee you, he'll probably go for £825,000 to Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dig. It's a dig. I mean, Darren Ferguson had one yesterday in his interview as well, where he said that there's been ridiculously low bids for our players. Yeah, people will take the Michael a bit. I think when a player's transfer listed, people think that there's the asking price doesn't exist anymore, and it's just an auction, and we're gonna sell him. No, we have a price. Darren will have a price. Darren will have a price that clubs have to meet, or he won't sell. I wonder what would happen, whether Jono would sign a new deal if he didn't get his move this summer, though.
No,
I doubt it.
If we don't go today,
He'll walk on a free next year. Yeah. He's desperate for a new challenge, and I don't think Bristol Rovers is relatively a new challenge. But I think he's definitely desperate for something else.
Do you think Johnson Clark-Harris will go Derby? No chance. I don't think Derby will win.
I don't think the dynamic of Waghorn and Johnson Clark-Harris would actually work, because I think they're two relatively similar strikers. I was saying this the other night. I don't actually think if Johnson Harris was to go anywhere, would he just become like a bench warmer for Waghorn? Because Waghorn has started the season really quite well.
We've got someone joined in the stream. Hello.
Hello.
Also, all four of us now. So we're just talking about Johnson Clark-Harris going to Derby. I think if he does go to Derby,
do they need him?
Not really. And if he does go there, there's going to be a tax on him, because Dara doesn't want him to go to Derby, because he sees him as a direct competitive rival.
I thought we weren't going for promotion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him going to Derby. Waghorn was a monster on Saturday. Yeah, he was. He was very, very hard to play against on Saturday.
And that's what I mean with the fact that if Johnson Clark-Harris was to go to Derby, surely there becomes a competition. And I don't presume he wants a competition. I think he just wants to walk straight into a team and do what he does.
Score goals.
Yeah.
I asked a question on Dara's podcast a few weeks ago, says John, and he said all transfer listed players have been offered new deals. That's kind of strange, actually, really. I mean, why would we have offered like Joe Tomlinson a new deal? Why would we have offered? I doubt that we offered all of them new contracts, but I think he means the ones that we've reluctantly transfer listed, the ones like Jono, the ones like Frankie Kent, the ones that we didn't actually want to sell.
I got to say, sorry to interrupt you there, but I was listening, and you're talking about Ogbeta, and personally, I think he's overrated.
Oh, that's an interesting take.
I mean,
Why-
I'm not
Yeah, that'll Twitter.
I'm not
Max
saying
is gone,
he's
he's gone,
a
he's
bad
gone.
player. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
He's been here
But
5
I think
seconds.
defensively, he's still on a similar level as Burrows. I don't think he's much
What?
better defensively than
Defensively,
Burrows.
no.
This is the content we needed.
Caden, are you mad? Says the chat. Fraud opinion from Caden. Get him gone. Yeah. What are you talking about, Caden, mate?
I
We
think
may
you
have
must-
overrated.
We all love Ogbeta too much. I mean, we barely even saw it.
What is blood smoking?
He
I agree
had-
with it.
He had a couple good games. Don't get me wrong. Derby,
This guy ain't happy with
crucially,
you, mate.
but
But
Come on,
Elsie, I
defensively.
absolutely love that you're
5
giving up
seconds.
work for deadline day.
Literally came in here 5 seconds and now she's even dogs abuse from chat. Bless him.
Oh my god, they've all gone mental. I think he's on cracks, lad. I need whatever Caden's smoking. Get Caden out. They all want you gone. You're absolute. You're a fraud.
I'm going to leave them. Yeah.
I've just
No,
seen
I'm
that you tweeted D-Max saying fancy a chat.
Yeah, give your head a wobble, Caden, says Jack. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's the first proper in the history of Borough on my mind. I think that's the first proper ridiculous claim we've had. Did you say?
No,
sorry,
no,
repeat.
No, you said we could leave. You said we
Not
leave
that,
matches
that
early.
ain't,
Okay,
mate.
okay.
No
Football-wise,
way.
Peterborough United
way.
football-wise.
How was he
Caden,
overrated?
answer the question from Ben. How is he overrated?
Maybe not overrated, but definitely overhyped by fans. Like, we never really got to see that much of him because he got injured before. What was it, before the Barnsley game? I can't remember when he got injured.
He got injured during Bristol Rovers, I think.
Yeah, I think, yeah. To be fair, I think if we had him, we would have, because obviously that meant Dan Butler wouldn't have played in the second leg. So maybe it would have been a different outcome. But I'm saying definitely better than Dan Butler, but I'm just saying he's a little bit overhyped by fans.
I disagree because I think he's
Going
pretty-
forwards, brilliant player, but just defensively.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was bad defensively. I'm just saying he's not much better than Burrows defensively, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Did we really
Listen.
get to see him against? I mean, yeah, we saw him against Derby, but Derby were poor on that day. Did we really get to see him against a proper top team?
yeah, but I don't think that's any fault of his. It was just
Yeah,
unfortunate
I know.
the way
I
it
know.
happened. I thought Dan said I saw him against Derby at home and was convinced then that he's the reincarnation of Marcelo. Yeah, I think
Marcelo attacking wise.
he changed the sort of the way we
Marcelo.
played.
Because of the afro, Dan.
He changed the way we played, really. I mean, let's think about it here. We were incredibly worse when he was playing for us. Before he was playing for us, and he changed the
I
way
agree,
we
yeah.
attacked. He changed the way we were so much quicker in the transition. I don't think you can actually overrate. We would not have got playoffs without Ogbeta last season. I'm telling you now. I mean, even when you look at, he got subbed on away at Forest Green when it was 0-0 and we were struggling to break it down, and then he crossed it in and created the chance for the penalty. So I can't agree
But
that
Burrows could have done that.
Ogbeta's-
Wait, not Burrows, Dan Butler. He was probably playing there.
We didn't though.
But you said he's better than Dan Butler.
No.
So by
yeah, he's
extension-
better than Dan
So
Butler.
if he was better than Dan Butler, then he was better for the team. So
Yeah,
even
but
though
he still could have put in a similar cross to get a penalty.
I don't know.
So
But
just
it was
because he
just
put
the
in a
whole-
cross to
No, but it was the run and a good cross and a run in behind and skill and stuff.
To be fair, Dan Butler would have got the ball and played it back. So
yeah, exactly.
You might be right there.
No, I think that that's harsh on that'll better that. Let's talk about.
Hey, I never said he's bad. I never said he's bad.
I think you've realised that the chat wants you out, and now you're backtracking. You're like, no, I didn't read it.
I was just saying he's overrated.
We need a clip of him saying he's overrated, then you saying that is so dumb, to Charlie. That thing that I
will. So this is coming from the Peterborough Telegraph on their blog today. Expect Ronnie Edwards to be sold on deadline day, but we're not so sure about Jonson Clarke-Harris. A couple of other players could also leave, which would spark incomings to London Road. Now, this is a report that is pretty much... I mean, the Telegraph, obviously they write opinion pieces, but the stuff they write about transfers is stuff they're told by the club, you know? So I think generally that's a pretty believable thing. Like they never seem to be posting, you know, rumors and stuff that haven't been backed up by the club. So
well, I heard that nothing's happened yet. So
yeah, I mean, I think I was told that Ronnie Edwards is done. I was told that that's a deal that is like there's medical in place for him to go to a different club, and that Posh are now working really, really hard on his replacement. But that obviously can change, you know. Deadline day is dramatic. Deals can fall through. We could change our mind. We could try and change the deal, you know. Ben says this is another one that could happen today, which I think will happen today. Knight will probably go to QPR, if anyone, so he might have a good player in instead if we're lucky. And I guess that question is, if both Knight and Edwards do go, how many centre-backs do we need to sign?
2.
Well, who does that
give us? It depends if he wants to give Katonga a chance.
I mean, we have to...
Because if we lose 2, I think Katonga might have come in on the expectation that Knight was going.
Yeah, there's no way City would loan us a player without a guarantee that we're going to play them.
So I think we are definitely losing the centre half today. Whether that's Ronnie Edwards, whether it's Josh Knight, whether it's both. I think we're definitely losing one. So if we've signed Katonga and we're going to give him a chance to play football, do we really need to sign 2 more when we've got Critchlow, Katonga, Fernandez, and Sturge can play left side of centre back?
You want 4 kind of centre halves, don't you? Plus a couple of people that can.
So then you make one sign if we're going to play a 4 back.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
We've got 2 to replace him.
I'd much rather we pool together some of the Ronnie money and the Knight money and get one really, really good centre half rather than trying to get 2 with that money.
2 mediocre ones,
yeah. I agree with you. Rio says, unpopular opinion, Knight is our second best centre back. I agree with you.
I think
probably is better than Critchlow, says Dan. I also agree with you. But also Critchlow apparently is unbelievable in a back 3. So you never know if will him being in a back 3 change things.
Burrows at left wing back could be quite good and all. Because he won't have to defend as much, and he can just go.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I just don't know. I think that a back 5 is hard to play when you play the style of football that we want to play. I think
we can still definitely play a possession-based sort of football, and we can definitely still play on the counter with the back 5. I just think we're going to have to put up with passing it about the centre backs even more than we do already. But I don't think necessarily being in a back 5 would necessarily change much. Just we get Burrow's attribute of crossing without losing that if he plays in the 10, then we still get Burrow's attribute of crossing if we do get to a left wing back. I think it will stretch the pitch more. I'm against the back 5. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But I am against the back 5. But I am playing devil's advocate.
It just scares me because I think if it's the back five, if there's a back five, it doesn't actually scare me but it scares me what the midfield would look like, because Kyprianou needs to be able to drop in between defenders. He can't
And
do
he
that
won't
if
be
there's a
able
back
to,
five. He'll get stuck. Collins can probably play there, but then you can't play Collins and Randall as a midfield too, but then you can't really play Collins and Kyprianou. So you'd probably need to sign a new midfield player.
Yeah, because I
Which
think
worries
Fuchs would
me.
fit that role. Fuchs would fit that role. Collins and Fuchs would have, but Fuchs is out
Obviously,
until.
Fuchs is out there. The conversation started on Critchlow, better in a three back. Some people have said he's underrated. Some people have said he's not as good as people say. What are your guys' thoughts on Romney Critchlow so far from what you've seen?
Average. Yeah, he has one good game, then one poor game, one good game, one poor game. He does the job.
I think it's been all right.
He's been all right.
He's been all right. He's been
Yeah.
all right.
I think we've signed him to do a job, and I think he definitely does a job.
He does do. The
I
job.
think I think he's all right at winning headers, but I think that's the only thing he's good at. I think everything else is relatively mediocre.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think defensively is where where the most drama will be today. But I do think there are, like, everyone needs a striker this window, but I don't think there's not been actually that much movement centre half wise. So I actually think that there's chances of oh my god, I've been absolutely baited. Someone messaged me, that's a great signing for PUFC. Check the Twitter and it's in a Carabao announcement. Great answer.
Charlie is fuming.
He's been baited, yeah. Absolutely raging.
Absolutely baited. I think maybe I saw that yesterday and I meant to note it down. Apparently Spurs are coming in for Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth. Would that leave a space for a centre half to come in at Bournemouth? And weren't Bournemouth one of the clubs in for Johnson Clark? Not Johnson Clark.
I was wondering how that linked Posh there.
You're going to go to Bournemouth.
No one wants to go to Boscombe. No one wants to go to Bournemouth. No.
He's going to go Bournemouth. He's such a Crystal Palace signing, in my opinion. He's even before he was linked to West Ham. I said West Ham, Spurs, or Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
He just screams M3.
I don't know if he'll go Spurs anymore, because I think the pretense was that he'd go in as a future Dyer replacement. But I think they're keeping hold of Dyer, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sky just said Palace are after Rob Holding as well. I know who I'd rather have.
I think it's going to be the defensive situation is the one to watch the most. I actually don't have many targets for centre back. I know which striker I'd want, but I don't really. I think because you don't really hear about good centre backs really in the EFL. Very rarely you hear about strikers that are scoring goals, but centre backs don't really get spoken about. So I'd have to do a bit more research, I think.
Do Barnet have any other under 21 centre backs?
Yeah, they have a 19-year-old one. I saw that got posted out today, so that could be right up our street.
When we played Colchester pre-season, they had quite a good centre half. He was tall. He was young. He was muscle.
That's everything we need. We haven't signed anyone from Colchester yet as well. Give it
exactly.
Give him the contract.
Chamadou still hasn't moved, you know. He's still at Colchester.
The right back.
That's surprising to me. I would have. It looked like Dara kept saying he's going to the Championship. He's going to the Championship. He's not gone to the Championship.
He was linked with Stoke, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think we had the money Colchester were asking for, but by the looks of things, I don't think anyone else. So they get to keep him.
This is so us, isn't it? Okay, Will Greenidge, centre half, plays in the back three, Colchester United, 2 appearances in the league, average rating of 8.97, 2 assists in 2 games. Yeah, that's
2 assists, 2 games. It delivers. Get him in.
That's got Peterborough United all over it, doesn't it?
Darren McAntony just checks his football stats on Google. Yes,
get him.
Sign.
Yeah,
Give him contract.
But I tell you what, he looks like. I mean, I'm from his foot mob. He looks very good. Let's look at his other game.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. This is Peterborough recruit
rating on football. We're not going to sign
foot
it.
mob Blues. Listen, he looks. I mean, he's 21. Why
are we still talking about this guy? He's played twice.
He's played 2 games. He's had an 8-point rating in 2 games. Which teams did he play in those 2 games?
He played
Peterborough free
Gillingham away, and that's where he got 2 assists at Gillingham away, and they won 3-0. That's a pretty good game.
Oh, so
You've sold me. You've sold me. Let me tweet at DMAT right now and see if I can I can get him down to Colchester.
The inside scoop.
Comment from Jack Linton. looks like an Angerdog Better fan has taken Caden out. Yeah, that's what's happened. He just turned his camera and mic off randomly, so I assume that. But no, it's weird. Chilvers and Chamadou are still there. I reckon we.
I was going to say. That's what I said. I tweeted when I watched Colchester in pre-season. I said Noah Chilvers is a baller. I would have loved it, but then no, actually no. That's an awful. That's an awful take. That's an awful opinion. No,
go on, say it.
I think you should just say it.
No, I was gonna say he was overrated. I was gonna say just Randall just starts over him, but that's awful. That's awful.
Starts over who?
If we sign Noah Chilvers.
Yeah, Randall starts over anyone though. Randall's like Ballon d'Or worthy.
Randall starts. I mean, I know
Randall
you're joking there.
Lionel Messi. I don't care.
I know you're joking, but Randall. There's no way we're going to start someone over Randall.
I'm not joking.
Have you seen the back of my shirt? I got Randall over. I'm not going to spin, but
I'm here.
He knocked the 8s over.
What I think we do, right? We get Ronnie money in, and then we just send £3 million to Colchester with a little minibus, and we bring back Tavide, the striker. We bring back Chilvers, and we bring back Chamadou, and we bring back Greenidge. Just bring all 4 of them. Just go there.
Just send all of the club's finances to Colchester.
Yeah, just go with a mini bus and a wheelbarrow of cash up to the front door of the Colchester Stadium and just see what we can do.
I'm very happy.
Got that striker as well. They got the good striker that.
Yeah, Tavide. That's what I'm saying.
I said at the beginning, we haven't had our seasonal Colchester signing. We've had Barnet, we've had Exeter. We haven't had our seasonal Colchester signing yet.
Yeah.
Kane's still getting dogs abuse.
Nobody's over the old better take yet. You're gonna have to graft to get that back. No, I think Tavide would be a good signing. I think all of them Colchester boys would be decent. I think.
I've got a question.
Oh no.
Would you rather sell Jono or Knight and Edwards?
Jono.
Yeah?
I'd rather us sell Jono and Knight than Edwards.
So the options you can either get rid of Jono
or Ronnie and Edwards.
Ronnie.
Wait, no. Ronnie and Knight.
You are having a stinker.
Ronnie and Knight.
I'd rather keep Ronnie and Edwards, to be fair.
I'd rather sell Ronnie and
It was a joke.
Yeah,
I'd rather sell Ronnie and Knight.
Weird noise.
I'd rather keep Knight and Edwards. And
I'd rather keep Jono. So.
He loves it. He loves it.
Caden, that is a weird question because I think I'd rather keep Edwards than Knight and Jono.
I
didn't ask that question.
I was going to say that wasn't the question.
But that's what I'm saying I'm saying it's a weird question because actually Edwards and Knight.
You'd rather keep Edwards than Knight and Jono?
Yeah.
You what?
Well, because Knight doesn't start for us anyway. So
yeah, but he would.
He would.
But he is good enough to start. It's only because Ronnie Edwards is keeping him out.
Exactly. So would
He's
you rather
easy enough to start?
So would you rather keep Knight or the guy that's keeping Ronnie Edwards out? Plus, I want Jono to go because I want.
Well, Ronnie
I
Edwards plays.
You want him to go?
I want a new type of striker. If I'm honest with you,
I'd rather I'd rather Edwards go.
Yeah, same.
I'd rather Edwards go than Jono. Easy question. If not, we've got Chimanga and Ricky, and then maybe Mason Clark to a
It's
striker.
in there.
Chimanga, give him the 9.
if we tell John, okay, I actually think, Ben, if we sold Jono, we would have like 3 or 4 players on over 10 goals, like on around 15. I think if we sold Jono, our whole front three would score more. Like, okay, fine, the goals would be less concentrated on a striker. But I also think if we got rid of Jono and brought in a better link-up striker, Poku and Ephraim Mason-Clark would score more goals.
Jono's the only player that can really finish at the minute.
At the moment, but everyone has a bad patch of form.
Oh.
Ephraim Mason-Clark is a lethal finisher, and so is Poku on his day. They just need to...
Has a bad game.
What makes Poku a striker, yeah?
Debatable. No, Poku can't be a striker. But what I'm saying is, I think if we had a more versatile striker who couldn't go into any position, that would mean that Ephraim Mason-Clark and Poku would score more goals. That's what I'm saying.
Jono held the ball up really well against Derby, I thought. Before the collapse.
But we scored 1 goal. That's my problem.
And it was Jono who
we scored 2, actually.
Yeah,
Poku screamer.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the Poku screamer. Don't forget that.
Poku screamer.
I mean, listen, we've
90 up front.
I think we've just got to wait for some news now, really, because we've sort of we're talking hypotheticals, which is obviously what we need to do, but there actually hasn't been like a proper story about Jono or Edwards since Tuesday, really, like any developments that have come out. So, whether it's been all done a hush hush and then there's going to be a load of announcements that come at once, I don't know. But we have to realise that Dara's been very tight-lipped about Ronnie, and Jono, he's saying cryptic things like, "Oh, he'll play Saturday," but doesn't say who he's playing for. So I think it's going to be a difficult one to predict because we really haven't heard any news. Sky Sports were reporting about Ronnie on Tuesday, then they've stopped reporting.
What are you trying to say, Charlie?
What I'm trying to say is we haven't really got a clue because
fantastic.
But we just haven't. I think we haven't had any news recently. We need to get some. Once we get some news in, I think then we'll be able to. If I hear, Ronnie's signed for this club or about to sign for this club, then I think that will start putting my brain into action. But right now, Ronnie Edwards is a Peterborough player. Johnson Clark-Harris is a Peterborough player, as far as we know, and there's very few rumours that to the otherwise at the minute.
I've seen a couple of comments saying D-Mac's going to be on Sky Sports later.
Apparently, he said on his thing that he's been invited on Sky Sports. I don't think he's tweeted and confirmed that he's going to be on it. Definitely.
He knows a little live announcement, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So we get another one. Who's he going to announce?
I don't know what time he's on there, but
Frankie Kent back.
He's been good at Hearts, apparently. Frankie Kent.
Yeah, they did just lose 4-0 the other day, though.
Yeah, but that happens. Every good team loses 4-0 at some point. 4-2, whatever. No, I think...
4-2.
Yeah. I think we're going to... I think we should end this stream here, and then we'll move, and then we'll stop this, and then when we get some more news, we'll go back live to react to that, because right now we've sort of got very little to go on.
We're going to end it, and within 5 minutes, we're going to get a news.
If that happens, we'll be straight back on here, mate. So
I'll get my swimmers on. I'm going to the pool. I have to get it on my phone.
Well,
Be-
enjoy.
Live beside the pool.
holiday, lad.
Enjoy
Beside the
Benidorm,
pool
mate.
whilst Jono and Edwards have left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be swimming about, and then I'll get out like a bit later, and just everyone will go. We're playing Shimanga and
Yeah.
Kai Corbett, so it's a front 2 and a 5-back.
You'll be doing your breaststroke, and we'll be absolutely in the mud.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll check into the live stream. You're crying.
Yeah.
Since
But
when
yeah,
Billy
I
Sharp
think.
signed for LA Galaxy.
What'd you say?
Billy Sharp signed for LA Galaxy.
That happened ages ago.
That's
He's been there
Yeah,
for
I'm-
ages.
Has he? I didn't know about that, to be fair. I did.
I never knew that happened.
That's the most random signing ever. I thought he'd
Yeah.
go to League Two or something.
I thought he was going to Bradford.
It was linked with Doncaster a bit, going back to Donny.
Yeah.
But you saw how
Longley's
they
going-
started off with Super Grant McCann in charge of
I
it.
was gonna say he didn't fancy the gamble.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's say thank you guys, people that have come in the chat this morning. Hopefully you come back later. Obviously, there's not really much. Just been catching up with the news for the last couple of days this morning. There's not been much new stuff. Still yet to really hear anything, but it's been suggested everywhere that it's going to be a busy day, and I think it will be. So we'll see you guys, as many of you that can make it back later on for our next stream. Keep updated with our Twitter. That's where we'll announce when we're going live, or just be subscribed with notifications on. That'll be even better. What time will we be back? I'm not going to put a specific time frame on it
Whenever something
because
happens.
next
Ronnie
time,
Edwards goes.
if you see big news regarding Peterborough, just check our Twitter, and we'll probably be going live very shortly after. Thank you guys for watching so far this morning. Thank you for joining me, guys, and it's been an interesting one this morning. A couple horrendous takes, a lot of speculation. Hopefully, we'll have something a bit more concrete next time we're live. Up the posh.